at the top, the music in the movie is just so terrible because every single song in the film is a talking song. It's literally just, I am not happy with my penis. I want a vagina. Can you help me, Zoe Saldana? And Zoe then responds, I will help you if you give me lots of money, preferably dollars and not pesos. Like, that's what we're dealing with right now, okay? With this film. Let's go ahead and move on to the 2025 Oscar nominations. Everyone's been talking about this all day long. I've had my opinions. I've been sharing some of my opinions online for the last couple hours, highlighting the things that I like, that I appreciate are getting recognized, films that I really enjoyed from 2024, and some movies that I just did not like, that I feel like should not be recognized. Matter of fact, I think should be heavily criticized, right? And I'll talk about some other stuff that was just, kind of snubbed, which happens every award season. There's certain performances, certain films, certain scripts that are just going to be ignored. It's a shame. But, it's always interesting to talk about. And there's a lot to talk about this year. But I figured, I went to the Oscar website, listing all the categories and things, all the nominees. Some of these things I can speak on in great detail. Others I can't because some of these movies I just haven't seen yet, to be perfectly honest. But let's just go ahead and take a look. And I want to hear your guys' opinions on some of this stuff, too. So, starting with actor. In a leading role, the nominees are Adrian Brody and Adrian Brody's AI for The Brutalist. I'm poking fun at The Brutalist. People are getting mad. People are getting very mad at me online that I've been kind of like poking at the Brutalist a little bit for its use of AI. And I'm just like having fun. Take it easy. Although I think it'd be really funny if this does win Best Picture and you had that director, he just walks out and he accepts the award, but then he fucking just like peels his arm off like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Terminator 2 Judgment Day. It's just a mechanical arm underneath. That'd be kind of badass. But actors in the leading role, Adrian Brody for The Brutalist, Timothy Chalamet for Complete Unknown. Is Bobby Dillon, Coleman Domingo Sing Sing, which I haven't seen, Ralph Fiennes is in Conclave, and Sebastian Stan The Apprentice. It's crazy. I've seen none of these movies, so I don't really have an opinion on this. I need to catch up on all these films, but I really want to see Conclave. That's been on my list for a while. I guess I'll have to check out The Apprentice, Sing Sing, Complete Unknown, even though I have like no desire. I'm just not a big Bob Dylan guy or like musical biopic guy. And The Brutalist. So I like in terms of upcoming films that I will review, I'll definitely be seeing The Brutalist soon and definitely seeing Conclave. But I really can't speak on this category because I just haven't seen these movies. Now we got actor supporting role. You got Yura Borisov for Honor, who I think is great, gives a wonderful performance. It's one of the more subdued performances in that movie because everyone else is at an 11, but it's the performance you need. It's the one that you kind of grasp onto for the film's like 2/3. The back 2/3 because you need that. You need that calm, and he provides that. He does a really good job. Kieran Culkin, Real Pain, which I know he's like been a big favorite. I still need to see that movie. Edward Norton for A Complete Unknown, and his hairpiece on Magic getting nominated too. Guy Pearce for The Brutalist, and Jeremy Strong for the Apprentice, that Donald Trump biopic, which I haven't seen. I've only seen one of these movies, and Yura Borisov was great in Honor. I really loved him as Igor. In some cases. So he was great. Then you got an actress in a leading role, Cynthia Erivo for Wicked. She was very good. Carlos Sofia Gascon for Emilia Pérez. I thought she was fucking awful in the movie. I will get to Emilia Pérez. We'll get to that. Mikey Madsen for Honor. I thought she was great. Demi Moore for The Substance. That's my favorite leading lady performance this year. I thought she did a wonderful job. I think she deserves it. And Fernanda Torres from Sleep, which I have not seen, but I've had this recommended to me countless times, especially in my Emilia Pérez review. I've had so many Latinos commenting on that review recently, people from Mexico, and saying like, Emilia Pérez does not deserve recognition. Check this film out instead. So I feel like I need to check that movie out. I'm still here. But Demi Moore personally is my pick. Not to take anything away from Mikey Madsen for Honor or Cynthia Erivo Wick. I think they do a great job. It's just my favorite performance is Demi Moore from The Substance. And then after I'm done with the actors, we can kind of have a brief conversation. We'll continue on. Then we got actress in a supporting role. You have Monica Barbaro from A Complete Unknown. Again, I haven't seen it. Ariana Grande for Wicked. I'm sorry, Phil. I think Ariana Grande did a great job in this movie. Believe me, I had my misgivings. I think I'd only seen her like in her brief role in Don't Look Up, but it was more like a cameo thing. And so, and I'm unfamiliar with her music, so going, I was like, I don't know, but I was really, she's, maybe a hot take, she was my favorite thing about Wicked in terms of the performances. I thought she was really good. And her comedic timing, she had a lot of great comedic bits that I found very charming. I thought she was wonderful in the movie. Felicity Jones and her AI in The Brutalist. I'm just having fun. Isabella Rossellini for Conclave, and and Zoe Emilia Pérez, who apparently is the favorite. I thought she was terrible. The love that the Emilia Pérez is getting. I think there's a specific reason why it's getting all this, and not even love from audiences, general audiences, or even critics. It's a whole other thing. It's more like just like the body of these the voting body of these various awards that are rewarding this film. It's no one really else, which is just so utterly bizarre. But she's like the favorite to win this. I think she did a bad job. She can't fucking sing to save her goddamn life in the movie. There's just so many awkward moments with her in the film. I just didn't care for it all. Like, again, yeah, I need to see these other. I need to see A Complete Unknown. I need to see The Brutalist. I need to see Conclave. But Ariana Grande was great in Wicked. But what about you guys? What do you think of the best acting nominations for this year? Let me see what you guys are saying right now. Oh, Lord. I think Grande might get. You think, really? Wow, that'd be pretty impressive. Hamilton says, I'm happy with Cynthia and Ariana getting nominated. At least she should get it over Focus. 100%. I mean, I even though I haven't seen the other movies, I'm sure they deserve it more than Zoe Saldana. It's really happened where, yeah, it was fun. It was fun. It wasn't in my top 10, but it was high honorable mentions, very high honorable mentions. Emilia was nominated for 2 fucking noms and best original. I know, and all the songs are absolutely wretched. They're all talking sing. It's like I can perform those songs as well as those, and like those people that can sing in those other movies and things, incredible. But like I can perform at the same level as Zoe Saldana or the other one, Emilia Pérez or herself. I on the same level of singing as them. I have a lot of confidence in myself to be just as wretched as they were. A lot of people in the industry are loving it too. People whose opinions I respect, Liam Del Toro and Greta Gerwig and Denis Villeneuve are praised. Oh, Emilia Pérez. High heavens. I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. So Emilia Pérez might be another Green Book or oh no, it's going to be Crash times 10 if this ends up winning. But yeah, just looking at these categories, I'm just like, oh shit, I need to catch up on these other movies. I gotta watch Brutalist. I gotta watch Complete Unknown. I gotta check out Conclave and Sing Sing. Some of these other things. This is like the first time in a long time where it's so crazy because this past year is the year that I saw the most theatrical releases I think ever. Just in terms of new movies and reviews that I've done. Like look at these categories. I'm like, I haven't seen a lot of these films, so it's nuts. I guess just based on. Again, just kind of how the award season has gone, what these other winners have kind of picked up. If I were to guess, I should do, you know what I should do for this? I should do like who I want to win and who should win and what will win. Who should win and what will win. So, and again, some of these I can't really speak on. I guess for actor, I can't really say too much, but I feel like the one they're going to give it to is Adrien Brody for The Brutalist since he seems to be the favorite right now. So, but again, the whole AI controversy is kind of putting that up in the air. But I feel like Adrien Brody is going to be the one that's going to win this, I suppose. Maybe there'll be like an upset with Timothée Chalamet for A Complete Unknown. People fucking love Bob Dylan. They love that shit. Or maybe Ray Fiennes is Conclave. Ray Fiennes has never won an Oscar before, so maybe he'd be a dark horse. But if I was a betting man, this is just based on. Again, I haven't seen these movies. I'm just gonna guess Adrien Brody. But they love the Academy loves a Holocaust movie. They love that shit. It's like goddamn. It's like catnip. Black struggle films, slave movies. They love that. They eat that shit up. Yum, yum, good. They love Holocaust movies. Like, yep, human suffering. And they love when the actor plays a mentally challenged person, which not many of those this year. Not many actor playing a mentally challenged person. So I was like, oh shit, look at that. I got shut out. But I'm going to go with Adrien Brody probably for The Brutalist. Again, having not seen any of those films. Actor in supporting role. Again, out of this list, the only one I saw was Honora, and I thought Europe Orsov did a great job. But Kieran Culkin seems to be a favorite. I think it's probably between Guy Pearce for The Brutalist and Kieran Culkin for a real pain. People really are liking him. So yeah, there you go. Who I don't know. Again, who I think will win? I'm gonna say Kieran Culkin. Actress in the leading role, which I have seen in pretty much all these movies, with the exception of I'm Still Here. So this is the one I have probably a better mind for, I suppose. But who I think. This is who I want to win. Demi Moore. I want Demi Moore to win for The Substance. She's never been nominated for Academy Award before. This will also honor her entire film career as well. You know, it's a big, bold performance. I think, and she's also kind of come out as a favorite recently, winning a lot of awards for the Substance. So I think Demi Moore. I want her to win. I think she will win. I'm gonna go Demi Moore. I'm going Demi Moore. I think a dark horse, perhaps Mikey Madison Renor, but she's young, so she's like, you can, you don't worry, you'll be nominated in the future. And I think an upset would be Carla Sofia Gascon, just because Emilia Pérez has been nominated for so many awards this year. But I think what I want to win and what will win will be Demi Moore for The Substance. An actress in a supporting role. Again, I can't really speak on this too much, because out of these performances, the only two I've seen is Ariana Grande for Wicked, which I think she's great, and Zoe Emilia Perez, who I think is terrible. So I mean, Ariana Grande wouldn't be fun, but most likely what will happen is out of these, I don't know, maybe Felicity Jones for The Brutalist, and that's just a complete total guess. That's what I think will win, because Brutalist is getting a lot of love because it's cinema, right? So there you go. I think Demi Moore has the best. I think she has the best shot too. I think that's out of all, other than makeup, which I feel like The Substance is going to win no matter what. If it does not win best makeup, that'd be fucking shocking. I'd be like, what are we even doing here? What are we goddamn doing? But other than makeup, which I think it's locked. It's locked. If you're gonna give it anything, give it makeup. I feel like Demi Moore will win for The Substance, which would be wonderful. Yeah, because that's one of my favorite performances this year. She fucking became a hobgoblin, and I love it. She just, like how physical her role was. She was in 11. It's very big. It's very broad. It's very loud, but I like that. I liked it a lot. Let's see here. And then moving on. So that's acting. Kind of at me and my opinions on the act. I gotta check out some of those other films. I admit. I need to check those other, and I will throughout the month, the rest of January and February. So don't worry, I'll catch up. Anime feature film. Always love animation, Chad. I'm not one of those fucking chuds who dismisses animation like, well, that's not a real movie. Those people are just fucking the worst. I hate those people. I love animation. I love it. Animated feature film. We have Flow, which I still have not yet seen. But I've heard it's great. I've heard it's really good. Inside Out 2 was on my top 10 list. I love the movie. I think I like it even more than Inside Out, which is saying something. Inside Out was great, but a wonderful animated film. Memoir of a Snail, a movie I have not yet seen, but I will check that out at some point. Wallace and Gromit: Avengers Most Foul, which I saw recently, and I really enjoyed that film. I guess it is a 2024 movie. I saw it in 2025. It released here in the States in 2025. But good, and plus the Academy loves Wallace and Gromit. Where Rabbit won Best Animated Film back in 2005, 20 years ago. You've had several Wallace and Gromit shorts that have won Academy Awards for Best Short, Animated Short. So, great movie. But I think the one that, and again, having not seen two of these other ones, but I think Wild Robot's got a pretty good chance. There's got a big groundswell of support. It's a beautiful movie. That also made my best of list. That was in my top 10. But again, Flow is, a lot of people are saying that might do it. That has a lot of groundswell. I think out of these, again, if it went to Inside Out 2, went to Wallace and Gromit: Avengers Most Foul, or the Wild Robot, I'd be like, I'm good with that. I'm fine, because I love all those movies. But yeah, everyone's saying Flow might get it. Plus, it's like big lot. It's Latvians' like first really big international animated. Not that they haven't made animated films before, of course they have. But it's the one that's like getting all this like worldwide attention. So I have to check it out. I need to check it out. I'll check it out. And then animated short film. I just haven't seen any of these, so I can't say. But yeah, what about animation? How do you guys feel about this? Let's see. When is the Oscars again? March. I think it's March. Ace Rock, why don't we do our own awards now? Oh, no, we're doing it. It's called the Hermes, babe. It's called the Hermes. We're going to do that the day before the Oscars. We're going to do it the day before. All the hype for it. It's going to be great. Austin says, I think Wild Robot should win, which I wouldn't be shocked. Bishop's all saying Wild Robot should take this. Let's see here. As go away at least this year, Wild Robot got 3 animations and Flow. Yeah, a lot of love for those movies. And I will check out Flow at some point. I'm so glad. Yeah, in terms of films that I'm glad weren't nominated, Moana 2, I was like, oh, you're going to fucking nominate Moana 2. But they didn't. Even though it made a shit ton of money, everyone knew, was like, this is not nearly as good as the original Moana, like, in any capacity. Maybe you can argue the animation is great, and it is. The animation, that's the one thing, I think that's the one positive thing I will say about Moana 2, is the animation does look really good. Really good. I like the Bat Lady. I like her song. But outside of that, like, the story was a huge step down. The new supporting characters were annoying, and Moana and Maui don't have any arcs. And the music is fucking wretched in Moana 2, aside from the Bat Lady song. And so I'm glad that didn't get recognized. It's a fucking shame. Because I wanted, like, a Moana 2 for years. I'm like, that's what, really? And I know it was a cobbled together Frankenstein monster of a film because they just took episodes of a TV series and made it a film. And it just, you could tell. Hamilton, Wild Robot was your favorite movie last year. I've seen that a lot of people's like number one movie of this past year, which I get it. It's a great film. So it sounds like it's going to get us as Mr. Ayers. But that's still good to have you by the year, by the way. Matthew Bellani, who's huge industry insider, said the AI controversy, the Brutalist is barely controversy, of course. It has everything now, especially in post-production. I'm going to be that guy. Be like, yeah, well, I was in the corner of all those people. Who was rallying against AI. And I'll say, like, because I'm concerned all these people are going to start losing jobs and things. And that's exactly what's going to be happening. But at least I will be the person that said, I rallied against it. Because what's going to happen is the Brutalist is going to win. And then it'll be like, all right, there you go. And then you're going to have all these other films that, well, the Brutalist one is just, it's cinema. Oh, right. So it's okay we use AI because it's cinema. So that's what's going to happen. It's like, okay. All right. What are you going to do? Krabby Texans, Snarf Bagarf, and all the ARFs. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Moving on. So, yeah, in terms of animation, again, it's a very competitive. This is good. I haven't seen 2 of these, but I'm sure those 2 films are very good. They're great. Flow and Memoir of a Snail. But Inside Out 2 is wonderful. Walls of Ground with Vengeance Most Follows wonderful. Wild Robot's fun. So if any of those win, I'd be cool. I'll be cool with that. Cinematography. Nominees: The Brutalist, Dune Part 2, Emilia Pérez. The cinematography in the movie is flat as fuck, so whatever. Maria, which I don't even know what that is, and Nosferatu. Nosferatu cinematography is beautiful. Again, out of the movies that I've seen, Emilia Pérez shouldn't even be nominated. It's so goddamn flat. So incredibly flat. But Nosferatu is just gorgeous. Dune Part 2 is beautiful cinematography. It really does. Yeah, I may not be over the moon about a lot of the characters in Dune, but it's a gorgeous looking movie. So everyone's saying the Brutalist the cinematography is very good. But Nosferatu or Dune Part 2 taking this wouldn't surprise me at all. Wouldn't surprise me. Lily, thank you for the 100 Bs, Lily. Happy Father's and Rebirth PC release day. Of course, the biggest of holidays, absolutely. If you'll be playing Queen's Blood, enjoy the Queen's Blood. I love Queen's Blood. Costume design, complete unknown, because people love, 1960s clothing. Conclave, Gladiator 2, which I will say this, I think Gladiator 2 fucking sucks. I think it's a horrible movie, a wretched sequel to the original film, actively hurts the original movie, which is the worst thing you could do as a sequel. But the costumes do look great. I will give it that. Nosferatu has great costume design, and Wicked also has great costume. Again, this is, I haven't seen all these, but of the 3 that I have seen, I could see it going to Nosferatu or Wicked, personally. I wouldn't be surprised. And the thing is, like, for a lot of technical nominations, I like the big, bold ones. I like the ones that are like, boom, we're making a huge statement. And so I like the ones that are just like, we're just going to go for it. So things like Wicked stands out to me. Things like Nosferatu stands out. Even Gladiator 2, I'm like, you know what? I think that's cool because the costumes and all that looks really, really good. And so I could see any 3 of those, like, honestly winning. It's just the things that, like, with stuff like A Complete Unknown, which I haven't seen the movie, but it's just like, it's just clothes from the fucking 60s. It's like, really? I can go into my mom's, like, my mom or dad's closet. They have clothes from the 60s that they still have or something like that. I was like, really? Okay. I like the big bold movies that like no, we're gonna do something like really cool. So Gladiator 2, Nosferatu, Wicked. I think that'd be fun if one of those wins. But yeah, those technical awards, cinematography, costume design. How you guys feeling? I think it's gonna be Nosferatu and Dune Part 2 are gonna win cinematography. Bruno says shots that make you go, how the hell did that happen? Less than $10 million for the budget. AI. I'm poking fun. I'm shocked Denzel didn't get a nom for actor, but I'm happy he didn't because he literally is playing himself. he is playing a 70-year-old American, a New Yorker in ancient Rome. I'm just like, and as fun as his performance is, and it's honestly the best thing in the movie, it just doesn't fit whatsoever. It's so out of place. But yeah, he's been better in other things. I went Nosferatu here as well, but I think this is Wicked. Yeah, for costume design. I can see it. Yeah. As long as Emilia Pérez loses, we all win. True. Ace Rago, I watched Gladiator 2 last night. I quit. It's so bad. Moving on, directors. Nominees for Nora, Sean Baker, The Brutalist, Brady Corbet, whatever his name is. Mr. Cinema. He's now Mr. Cinema now. Complete Unknown for James Mangold, Emilia Pérez, Jacques Audiard, and The Substance for Corley Farguet. Sean Baker did a great job with Nora. I haven't seen The Brutalist yet. I haven't seen A Complete Unknown. I have seen Emilia Pérez, and that does not deserve Best Directing. The movie's fucking wretched. And I would give it to Corley Farguet. I love The Substance. She did such a wonderful job. So who do I think, I guess I'll just say, like, who do I think should win? I'd give it to Corley Farguet for The Substance, all right? Because that's my favorite movie this year, and she did a wonderful job. Who do I think will win? I think it's probably between Brady Corbet for The Brutalist or Jacques Audiard for Emilia Pérez. I think it's going to be the two of them fighting over that. You know, it seems to be the year of The Brutalist and Emilia Pérez. What about you guys? What do you think? Austin is like, give it to Sean Baker. And what about Emilia Pérez? I'm disappointed that Edward Berger wasn't nominated for Conclave. I thought I did a good job. But I still got to check Conclave out. I think Corbett or Farguet's go, ooh, that'd be amazing if she gets it. I'd love that. I know that's the thing. It's a Holocaust movie, so it's like the Academy's like, all right, we'll give it to you. We have to. I think, this is a bold statement to make. I think like one of the laziest things to do is just make a Holocaust movie because and just because you know you're gonna get award attention for it. It's like they're obligated. They're fucking obligated to nominate you. It's just like okay. All right, but more substance, please. More movies like The Substance. Something a little different. Documentary feature film. I haven't seen any of these, so I don't know. Black Box Diaries, No Other Land, Porcelain Wars, soundtrack to Coup d'Etat, Sugarcane. I still want to check out that Christopher Reeve Superman documentary. People are saying like that's one of the best documentaries of last year, and I've yet to check it out. I need to. People are upset that wasn't nominated. But I imagine it didn't get nominated because, the Academy doesn't like superhero, genre content, so got shut out. Which is sad. Documentary short film. Again, I haven't seen any of these, so I can't say. Just my numbers. I'm Ready Ward and Incident Instruments of Beating Heart. The Only Girl in the World. I don't know. Film editing. Anora, The Brutalist, Conclave, Emilia Pérez. Like, there's nothing about the editing in that movie that is like stands out to me. and Wicked. I think what I want to win is Wicked, and what should win is Wicked. I'm shocked that The Substance wasn't nominated. The Substance absolutely should be. Like, the editing in that film is beautiful. It's grotesque. It's ugly, though, in a great way. That should be nominated, personally, but whatever. But I think Wicked's going to get that one. That's what I would give it to. International feature film. Brazil, I'm Still Here, which I've been getting so many recommendations for. I'm going to check that film out. Denmark, The Girl with the Needle. France, Emilia Pérez, which they'll probably win that. Germany, The Seed of the Sacred Fig. And Latvia with Flow. So that's cool to see. An animated movie being nominated for Best International Feature Film. I'm sure all these movies are infinitely better than Emilia Pérez. So give it to any one of these. I think I'll be cool with that. But what I think will win is Emilia Pérez, sadly. That's going to be the one that's going to win. Makeup and hairstyling. Nominees, A Different Man, which I want to see. I want to check that film out. Emilia Pérez, give me a fucking break. Nosferatu, well-deserved. The Substance, well-deserved. And Wicked, also well-deserved. Again, I can speak on 4 of these movies. Emilia Pérez shouldn't be even in this category. I haven't seen A Different Man, so I can't say. But what I have seen of that looks pretty amazing. Nosferatu is great makeup. Wicked is great makeup. But I think this is The Substance. If this is the one where I feel like this is a lock. It's going to get this one. The Substance. If Emilia Pérez wins for best makeup and hairstyle, if you think the fucking makeup and the hair in Emilia Pérez is better than any of the stuff that they do in The Substance is absolutely incredible. It's a master class in makeup. Goddamn Rick Baker and Rob Bottin would go, that's incredible. They would be amazed by shit like that. It deserved. I mean, Nosferatu is great. Wicked is great. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. And if there was a different year and The Substance wasn't there, I could say it's probably going to be between those two. I would love to nominate, the shriveled penis of Count Orlok. It was great. It worked. But The Substance this is the one for me. It's the one for me. It's wonderful. What about you guys for some of these makeup and hairstyle? What do you think? Yeah, Substance for this one. I've heard that A Different Man is basically The Substance, gender swapped. Okay, interesting. According to Wikipedia, Emilia Pérez is the most nominated. Yeah, for a foreign film after Roman Crouch. So yeah, it's 13, right? 13 or 14. And it makes you wonder if they were just nominating Emilia Pérez for as many categories. Oh, the 100%. 100%. I can't take credit for this comment, but it was a really funny comment on someone else's YouTube channel because I was watching other people's Oscar coverage, and I think it was Dan Murrell. And this person, they commented saying, you know what? If Emilia Pérez was 30 minutes shorter, they would have been nominated for best short film. I'm thinking like, you know what? They probably would have. I thought that was very clever. I thought that was very, very funny. They did a good job. They did a good job with that one. Let's see. Documentary Branch usually rejects movies about stars, so no one should be that disappointed. Really? They just want to do that? So you're making it? That's weird. That's odd. That's very, very odd. I'll say this one, and I mean one positive thing in the makeup of Emilia Pérez. I didn't realize that Emilia was being played by the same actress. Oh, I knew it was the same person. I was like, that's the same. Well, I knew that they put her under all the makeup when she was a man in the movie. I knew that was her. I was just because you know why? It didn't look like a real human. It didn't look like. It's like what? Why do you look like? It looked off. I don't think the makeup was good at all. I thought the makeup they had and the beard that they had looked fucking ridiculous. I think I can rip that off. It didn't look good. Chris, man, test for Fatal Fury sequels. What? I'm so excited. I'm definitely gonna play that. Very much looking forward to that. Let's see. Vanessa, Northland is a must-see, especially for anyone who wants a better understanding of the Israeli Palestinian conflict. When you submit stuff to Oscar, you get to submit everything. I have some articles around Emilia Pérez, and I got another reason why it's not liked. Subject matter is serious, talking more from Mexico, and they feel insulted that they put into me. 100%. I'm gonna explain. I'm gonna reiterate my opinions on Emilia Pérez in just a bit, but I highly encourage you guys to check out my YouTube review for it because matter of fact. And then I'll go back to the nominees. Because I know some of you, I know Mr. Ayers had brought this up before, maybe a couple other people that brought up Emilia Pérez and saying like, watch the movie, I didn't like it and everything. But then it won, and I just didn't know anything about it. I knew nothing about the film. I didn't even know what it was about. I didn't know who started it. I knew who directed it. Knew nothing of the subject matter. I think maybe I knew it was a foreign film. Outside that, nothing else. And then it won all these Golden Globes. I was like, oh shit, okay, fuck. I won all these movies. All right, I'll check it out. And watched it that night. I was like, what the fuck? What is this? Is this a joke? And I did my review the next day because I just had so much to say about it. And I'll reiterate my opinions on it and why I think. And some people aren't going to like what I'm going to say, but I know why it's getting nominated. I know why it's getting nominated so much. Remember when Transformers 4 got submitted for that's what you do. You submit. I mean, I'm not in. I think that's fine. You want to submit these films for nominee. I think as you should. If part of your campaign, it might get in. Who knows? I think that doesn't bother me personally. That's fine. It's what they sometimes end up nominating, which I think is ridiculous. Music. Oh boy. Music. The Brutalist. Conclave. Emilia Pérez. Okay. Wicked and The Wild Robot. I can only speak for 3 of these because I've not seen Brutalist or Conclave, although I will. Emilia Pérez music is fucking wretched. Wicked's great. Wicked has wicked music, and The Wild Robot is beautiful as well. And I feel like this would go to Wicked. I can maybe see, but Emilia Pérez might take, that would be such a goddamn shame. Emilia Pérez, which has just awful music, people are just talking, singing, like I can perform the same, and listen, I wouldn't compare myself to all these actors or anything, but I think I can sing just as good as Zoe Saldana in Emilia Pérez. I'm pretty sure I could do as good a job as she did. But it's probably going to win. What will happen, what will win, will probably be Emilia Pérez. What I think should win, either Wicked or The Wild Robot. And again, I'm saying that having not seen the Brutalist or Conclave. And Music Original Song, which is just the goddamn Emilia Pérez Awards. El Mal, whatever. The Journey for the 6 AAA, I don't know what that is. Like a Bird from Sing Sing, Me, Camino, Emilia Pérez, and Never Too Late from Elton John. Never Too Late. I don't know what the hell that is. They're going to give it to Emilia Pérez. It'll be one of the two. Which is sad. Oh, Lord. Let's see here. I just texted you a gif of someone holding his head in his hands followed with the following test when you just finished watching. Oh, that's right. Tell a movie that will probably get to Oscar nominations. There you go. Yeah, I hope Wicked will probably win. I want it to win. And the reason why none of the songs from Wicked are nominated for original songs is because, well, they're not original songs. It's because they're all from the musical, the stage musical. So we were asking, like, where's Defying Gravity? Where's this song? Where's that? It's because that's why. Even though all the fucking music in Wicked is infinitely better than anything Emilia Pérez. Yeah, no, Dune. Yeah, that's the thing. There were some big snubs. Challengers got completely snubbed for everything. The score for Challengers is very good. Highly recommend it. That was a big one that I think should have been. And Dune. I think Dune 2. Oh, that they couldn't do that because I guess it was the same music from some of the same music from the first Dune, right? But then Wicked's nominated. But that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. It's stupid. 6 AAA is Tyler Perry's war movie. He got an Oscar nomination? Oh, my God. I didn't see that film. It didn't look good at all. Yeah, you can't tell which Emilia Pérez song is which. They all sound the same. It's just like, I am singing right now. I don't like my penis. I want a vagina. I'm not, like, making that up. That's like a song in the movie. There you go. Where's my fucking Oscar nomination? Yeah, there's no I'm Just Ken this year. There is no I'm Just Ken. I'm just like, yeah, I'm Just Ken. It just makes you go, yeah, you want to stand up and clap? Even if you don't like the Barbie movie, that song's a banger. That song's just so much fun. It's like, yay. Yeah. The Oscars have always been weird about score. Billy Two Towers didn't get a nod, but Return of the King did. They're inconsistent with that. They're yeah. So silly. Hayes, I'm surprised Challengers didn't get nominated Best Score. It was really good. I'm surprised too. They just fucking Cammy voters just did not like that movie. They were not about it. Here we go. Best Picture. Nominees are Anora, The Brutalist, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Doom Part 2, Emilia Pérez, I'm Still Here, Nickel Boys, The Substance, and Wicked. So again, how many of these have I seen? I've seen Anora, I've seen Dune Part 2, I've seen Emilia Pérez, I've seen The Substance and Wicked, so, most of these I haven't seen. I feel like what I would like to win is The Substance. Will it win? Probably not. But I love that movie, as you guys know. Wicked's very good. I like Dune Part 2. I'm not as over the moon about it as other people are, but beautiful looking movie, no doubt. And Nora was great. Nora made my top 10. What I think is I think it's between Emilia Pérez and Brutalist, clearly. And if Emilia Pérez wins, it's gonna be Crash times 10. That's what it's gonna be. Crash times 10. What do you guys think for Best Picture? I'm halfway there. I've seen 5 out of the 10. How much does I like Conclave to win out of the nominees? Nice little dark horse. Also, I don't think Emilia Pérez will win. Section I'll get back to you later. Emilia Pérez, your ass is my ass. Exactly. He's funny enough, he's often not on my radar until other people bring him up. Because usually I just forget about him. The Substance, yeah, everyone wants. I think The Substance is great. Could see a Nora. Nora's a dark horse. I'd be fine with having Nora wins. A wonderful movie. I want a vagina. Yeah, submit that to the Academy. Because there's Substance my favorite, but I'd be having Nora Brutalist winning if not The Substance. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to be either The Brutalist or Emilia Pérez, but I would like The Substance to win, personally. Production design. The Brutalist, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Nosferatu, good to see that get some love, and Wicked. Pretty interesting category. Again, I haven't seen Conclave or Brutalist. Have seen Dune Part 2, Nosferatu, and Wicked, all which have fantastic production design. Ooh, oh man, you know what? I think... Yeah. I think any of those three are well deserving. Well deserving. I'd be totally fine with any of those winning. Man, that's hard. I don't know. I really don't know. I could see any of three of those going like, yeah, okay. Yeah. Out of the three of these, which movie I like the most is Nosferatu. So I guess if I say like, what do I want to win? Nosferatu, right? What I think will win? I think they might give it to The Brutalist. I think they might just do that, even though I feel like, all right, whatever. I like big, bold. Like, take me to another world, take me to another land, or like a really cool time period, but it's still kind of like off-kilter a little bit, and they did love Nosferatu, like gothic, just like influences on full display. Wicked, and there's like big poppy fantasy land, and Dune, I was on a fucking desert planet. I was on a sci-fi universe, right? And so I like those types of things, the technical stuff that makes me like really just, you transport me, right? And so like any of those three of those winning would be fine, Like Bruce is like, all right, you took me back to the 1940s or 50s or whatever. It's like, okay. Okay. So, yeah. No, I want Nosferatu to win, but I think they'll give it to The Brutalist. It'll be the, all right, whatever. Live action short film, haven't seen any of these. I don't know, I can't say. Sound, A Complete Unknown. Doing Bobby Dylan. Dune Part 2, very good sound, Dune Part 2. Emilia Pérez. No. Wicked, great sound. Wow, what about great sound? I think I give this to Dune Part 2. I think what I would want to win, honestly, is probably Dune Part 2. But Wild Robot is great sound. Kind of underrated. Wicked is also really good. But I think they're going to give it to Emilia Pérez for whatever reason. They'll just give it to that film for, we love Emilia Pérez for whatever reason, so they'll give it to that. But I think I'd give it to Dune Part 2 because the sound in that movie is pretty spectacular. Oh, the technology, the different planets and worlds and stuff is pretty good. And again, not dismissing what Wicked has done well, but again, beautiful, beautiful sound design. No question. But I think I'd give it to Dune Part 2, but I think Emilia Pérez will take it. Visual effects. All right, I got a lot to say about this one. I got a lot to say. I'm gonna start from the bottom. Wicked. Great pick. Wicked, great. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I think the CGI in Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is the best it's ever been in the modern Ape series, which is saying something because each film it gets better and better and better. It was fucking immaculate in Dawn and even better in War, but it's really good in Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Really, really good. Those apes are real. Dune Part 2 also really good. I have no criticism of the technical aspects of the Dune movies. I have criticized other aspects of them, but the technical aspects are gorgeous. They're perfect. Better Man, another monkey movie, which I have not seen. But a lot of people say that I've seen it and say it's great. I just had no interest because it was a musical biopic, and I'm just like, I just don't really care. But everyone who's seen it says it's great. Alien Romulus should not be nominated. And listen, not to say that they don't have some good effects in the film. They do. They do some great stuff with the xenomorphs, the classic aliens, the drones, and like the whole sequence of the acid blood, really, really different. A nice new type of action scenario in the Alien franchise. Like, oh yeah, what do you do when the acid blood's in the air and it's 0G, it's zero gravity? It's like, oh, how are you gonna move it? That's cool. I'm sorry, but there is some awful visual effects in the movie too. Horrendous. Like, and spoiler if you guys haven't seen Alien Romulus, you should have checked it out. they bring back Ian Holm as a CGI abomination. Instead of playing he's basically playing Ash again, but it's another android called Rook. It looks so fucking terrible. Yeah, it's like, I remember like watching the film. It was at that point I was like really into the movie. I was like, I'm really digging this. Hell yeah, Fede Alvarez, you did it. And that was the first thing I was like, what is this? What are you doing? And apparently they fixed it. I've seen the fixed thing, and it's barely better. It's like a little bit better, but it still looks like shit. Horrible effect. Horrible effect. And then at the end of the movie, it's a combination because they actually had an actor as the newborn or whatever the fuck it's called. It's just Fede Alvarez redoing the ending of Alien 4. And in that particular sequence, you sometimes have an actor in costume, and other times it's CGI, and it looks awful. And so I don't think this should be. I think that's ridiculous that this got nominated. I wouldn't have nominated that. Not to say it doesn't have good special effects, but you have notable moments where the effects look fucking wretched. Where in Wicked, none of the effects look like bad to me, you know? King of the Planet of the Apes is immaculate. Dune Part 2 is immaculate. I can't speak to Better Man, but everyone says that monkey looks really good. Alien Ramos is the one I'm like, you're fucking lucky you're here. in my opinion. I think that's ridiculous. I feel like if you were gonna, like, in terms of other, like, CG, I mean, you could have nominated some other big blockbusters from this past year. You could have nominated Godzilla and Kong, The New Empire, over Alien Romulus. There's countless films. I think that's ridiculous. What about you guys? What do you think about visual effects? And then we'll get to writing, and then we'll be all wrapped up. All wrapped up, baby. Let's see here. The Academy will make a last-minute change. Emilia Pérez will win Best Picture. And writing in, this is a write-in, first time in Academy Award history. I think the effects around this look great, except for the android. I think, and also the newborn at the end. I think the newborn looks ridiculous. I just didn't like. I didn't care for it. Dennis Quaid's chewing should have been nominated. We should have gotten that the food eating award for Dennis Quaid. I'm kind of sad that he didn't get an Oscar nomination. Because he's so good. I guess there have been performances in the past where they have like limited screen time. They still get like a nomination. Some cases win. I thought he was really good. Shocked they didn't find a way to nominate Emilia Pérez for Best Visual Effects. Dune 2. I mean, I could see Dune 2 getting it. I think Dune has a good shot. Really good shot. CG and Better Man is incredible. I'd argue up there with the Apes movies. Ooh, high praise. It does look pretty good. Even the trailers look pretty good. The Goo. I'm not talking about the Goo. Haven't mentioned the Goo. It looked bad when it looked really bad when they showed him. I don't remember the CG for the newborn looking that bad. I did. I remember just going like, what is this thing? I remember just looking at it going, okay, here we go. I remember just right by Kelly Spaney's thighs. I wasn't looking at her thighs in the movie. Her thighs. It was more the general design I wasn't into. Yeah, I just didn't care for it. And yeah, I just. And the thing, it does have good visual effects, but it has really bad visual effects too, and I think it should be disqualified. Oh yeah, Deadpool Wolverine. You could nominate Deadpool Wolverine for this category too. There's some great effects in that movie. There's great CGI effects in that film. Yeah, especially that ending sequence with Deadpool and Wolverine. They're fighting all the Deadpool Corps. That would have been really cool. Yeah, I would have nominated that over Alien Romulus personally. But yeah, you know what? What I would like to win, King of the Planet of the Apes. That's what I would give it to. But I could see Dune Part 2 taking this one. And I'd be fine with that. Like, okay, that's fine. And here we go, writing, which is actually one of my favorite categories, if not my absolute favorite category. Nominees, A Complete Unknown, haven't seen. Emilia Pérez, get the fuck out of here. Nickel Boys, haven't seen. Sing Sing. So I've only seen the worst entry, which is Emilia Pérez. I don't know. I don't know which one's the favorite. I guess I'm not sure. I'm gonna say Conclave for the hell of it. I'll say Conclave will be the winner. If they're gonna get the movie anything, it'll probably be that. But I just don't know. I hope. No, excuse me. They're gonna give it to Emilia Pérez. I think that's what they're gonna do. They'll give it to that. Does it deserve it? Absolutely not. But that's what they'll do. I would love to be wrong. Writing original screenplay. Nominees are Nora. Great. Brutalist. Haven't seen it. A Real Pain. A lot of people say the movie's great. I'll check it out. It's number 5. I don't even know what that is. And The Substance. Now, you guys know which one I'm going to give it to. Which one I would want to win. I'd give it The Substance, personally. But, again, The Brutalist is one of the favorites because it's made by Mr. Cinema. Good old Brady Corbett. And so they'll most likely give it to The Brutalist. However, I could see Sean Baker being like a dark horse and winning this, or possibly Corley Fargay winning it for The Substance as another dark horse. But I think what I would like to give it to is The Substance. I wouldn't be mad if a Nora got it. I'd be like, okay, yeah, it's a good movie. Really good movie. Really well written. But I think they'll give it to The Brutalist. Because it's the favorite. It's the favorite one. It's September 5th, the movie about the 72 Olympics. I have no idea. I don't know what it's about. No clue. But yeah, Chad, that's all the Oscar nominations. We did a good job. We did a good job covering all that. So let me scroll down here. Let me scroll down to Best Picture here. Good old Best Picture, chat. So obviously, Emilia Pérez is the film that has received the most nominations this year. It's also it's like up there. It's one of the most nominated movies, I think, in Oscar history right now. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's up there. I think it's like tied with like Oppenheimer from last year. I think with like Gone with the Wind, Titanic, some of those movies from the past. Right. But for those that don't know, and obviously at this point, many of you probably do, having watched this entire segment, I think Emilia Pérez is dog shit. I think it's a really bad movie. And I went into that knowing nothing about it. I knew a couple people had seen it, and they did not think fondly of it. But when it won all those Golden Globes, I was like, all right, I'll check it out. I'm curious. And I saw it, and I thought it was wretched. And the whole premise of the movie is basically you follow Zoe Saldana. She's this lawyer in Mexico, and she feels underappreciated because she's a woman. And she ends up being contacted by this mysterious person on her phone. And who said, meet her outside if you want your life to change forever. You want a lot of money. She's like, cool, I want a lot of money. And so she goes outside, kidnapped, brought before this cartel boss, right? And for whatever reason, the cartel boss says, I've been watching you on the boob tube, on the TV tube, and I want boobs too. And that's the whole thing. Like, this cartel boss, despite amassing all this wealth, after decades of violence and murdering all these people, they say they just don't feel like that they are who they want to be, and they want to transition. They want to become a woman, right? And they want to send Zoe Saldana out there to find a way to make that process happen, interviewing all these doctors across the world. And it ends up happening. The cartel boss becomes a woman, but they had a family beforehand, played by Selena Gomez, who can't speak Spanish. And sends them away. But then after living and in their new life as Emilia Pérez, that's the cartel boss's new name, they want to reunite with their family, and you get like a really fucked up Mrs. Doubtfire situation. that's what definitely happens in the rest of the film, and hijinks ensue. And it's also a musical. And the thing is, it's just at the top. The music in the movie is just so terrible because every single song in the film is a talking song. It's literally just, I am not happy with my penis. I want a vagina. Can you help me, Zoe Saldana? And Zoe then responds, I will help you if you give me lots of money, preferably dollars and not pesos. Like, that's what we're dealing with right now, okay? With this film. And it's wretched. Like, the music across the board so bad. Like, there's literally a song. Oh, God. And you think I'm joking? Like, Chris, come on now. You're being ridiculous. You're being offensive. I'm like, that's the literal music. Like, Zoe Saldana goes to, I think, Thailand at one point, and she's talking like to these doctors, and the doctors like really going like penis and vagina and penis, do 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 do, and then the chorus comes in, penis and vagina. It's like, what are we doing here? Where are we going? What's going on? And none of them can sing. They're all fucking tone deaf. It's like I'm singing these songs, right? But the other thing, and the performances across the board are just really bad. They're just really flat. I don't think Zoe Saldana's doing a good job. I don't think the lead actress who's playing the Emilia Pérez doing a good job. You have Selena Gomez, who a lot of people say can't sing to begin with. I've heard her sing before, but her song is wretched. And there's like, it's obvious that these people just can't speak Spanish because their Spanish is just, even though I'm not like I know a little Spanish. And I'm like, your Spanish, like, it sounds like you're struggling. Like, they even just say, all right, fine. Selena Gomez, just speak English. Just speak English for the rest of the movie. All right? It's rough. It's rough. But the other thing that bothers me It's the thing that really stood out to me throughout the entire film. And it was the cherry on top of the shit sundae that is Emilia Pérez. And it's how they just kind of glorify and hand wave away the cartel in the movie. Because you have this cartel boss who has done horrible things. Horrible fucking things. And at the end of the movie, spoiler, they die. Okay? But they're kind of made a saint. They're kind of made a saint of this community. And just like, I'm sorry, just because you transition from a man to a woman does not mean that everything you did as a man is suddenly gone. And suddenly it's like, well, that's not who you are now. That was another person. It's like, no. That's not how that works. And that just really, that stuck in my craw. And apparently, so much so, that it stuck in the craw of a lot of other people too. Because the Latino community and a lot of Mexican people, I'm not speaking to them like they're a goddamn monolith, okay? But a lot of people from those respective communities are really, really agitated, angry about that because of how they hand wave cartels and cartel violence and how it's affected so many people over time. But then you also have members of the LGBTQ community who are just like, we don't want this character to represent us and how problematic it is, And just at the end of the day, it's just not a well-written film. It's just not good. And then you even have the director, Jacques Audiard, and it's not even a Mexican movie, it's French. He didn't do any research on Mexican culture. The movie literally starts out with a glow-in-the-dark mariachi band. It's like, what was that? What's with the glow-in-the-dark mariachi? That's the first thing you see. And they're like, there they go. There they go, narrating and singing the story, I suppose, of Emilia Pérez. It's just a really bad movie. And the thing is, and this is the thing that people may not like what I'm about to say, the reason why this movie is and it's not even a critical darling. It's really not. It's very mixed. And certainly general audiences aren't liking it. I mean, if you like it, you like it. Just like of course. But really, it's just these award bodies, these award shows that seem to just be loving this film. And I think the reason why is for socio-political reasons. It's because they're seeing this as like, well, it is a story about Mexico, but also it's a story about a trans character. And those two things go, in their minds, that goes hand in hand. These oppressed people, and this story is telling their story. It's lifting them up. And it's like, no, it's not. It's not doing any of that. They're just assuming. They're assuming it does that, probably having not seen the film. It's like all those people that nominated The Brutalist, even though it came out that most of them didn't even finish the fucking movie because it's 4 fucking hours long. Okay? So it's the same thing with this. They're nominated for socio-political reasons. And they're thinking because it's promoting a good message about Mexico and Mexican culture and the LGBTQ community, and it's doing anything but that. And it's just kind of fucking gross to me. All right, and that's literally what's going on. I think that is the reason why this movie is getting so much attention. And what's going to happen is, years from now, people are going to look back on this because when it wins, and I think it has a really good shot at winning. I don't want it to win, but I think it's a really good shot at winning. And when it does, people are going to go like, yeah, that was a year where we didn't know what we were doing. And I think they also are kind of pushing it because of what's happened recently in American politics too. I think they're like, no, see, yes, this we support this, even though I feel like it's actively hurting that in my personal opinion. But yeah. So there's stuff that I'm glad is getting attention and stuff that I still want to see, obviously. I'm glad that you got some genre movies getting some recognition. It's great to see something like The Substance get nominated. Even though I don't love the movie as much as other people do. Something like Dune, a big science fiction film that has a really interesting, cool looking world. Seeing that get nominated, I think that's great. Fantasy musical, something like Wicked, of course. I think that's, really good. And some of these other smaller films that are doing something different. I think it's always cool to see that get recognition and get recognized. But yeah, what it's going to come down to is you're going to have the Holocaust movie. It's going to be the socio-political confused film of Emilia Pérez, and you're going to get the Holocaust movie of The Brutalist, and they're going to go head to head. And it's like, it's what you can typically expect from a lot of these awards. But we'll see. We'll see. I think it'll be really cool if you get like a dark horse on there and you have the Substance just fucking sweep or win all the categories nominated. That would be amazing. Will it happen? Probably not. Probably not. But we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the Oscar nominations. Hope you guys liked it. Hope it was fun to talk